So the first part is you want to get all the hair you need for your poof. We're going to do this by making a circular part on the top of your head. Try to make sure that it's as even as possible, so your poof is nice and round. Next, put the rest of your hair in a ponytail. Brush out the extra knots because now we're going to begin to tease. Take a thin section. Make sure it's all brushed out, there's no knots. You want it nice and smooth. Then get your hairspray and spray the back. Then tease towards the root. Make sure this is a thin piece because it's going to be easiest to tease. Repeat for the rest of your strands. Remember, the smaller the section, the easier it is to get a voluminous poof. And always be sure to spray each time and tease towards the root. When you're on your last strand, this is very important that you spray the front and back. Then you brush all of the flyaways up into the poof, and then begin your tease. After, use the comb to shape your poof. You'll look kind of funny, but don't worry, we'll fix it later. Now spray the poof and finish shaping it. You then use your hands to finish the last shape. If you did your teasing correctly, it should shape itself. Pull it back, make sure you get the shape you like, and pin it. You should really only need 4 pins, but if you're worried about it, you can always put in more. Just make sure that none of them hurt your head because you don't want a headache later. Next step, take out the ponytail. Here you want to make sure all your knots are out and your poof is exactly how you want it, because now we're going to begin putting it in a ponytail. It's important that you don't pull your hair hard because you could ruin the poof. Try to get it as high as possible. You want it to be right behind the bobby pins, not on the bobby pins because then you're going to get a headache. When you're pulling your hair through the ponytail, do it gently. You don't need to pull it tight. Make sure that there are no bumps or wispies. Adjust your poof if needed. It's time to put in the bow. Make sure the front of the bow is forward. Pull your hair through 1 time. Adjust the bow so it sits center and where you want it. Then put your hair through slowly. Make sure not to pull too hard because you don't want to ruin the poof. Adjust your bow again and make sure that there are no problems with the poof. Brush out any extra tangles you have, but be sure to hold the ponytail while you brush so you don't pull the poof hair. Put everything forward. This is where we begin the volume. Take a small section of the back side of the pony. This is going to be the important part of getting a voluminous ponytail. Hairspray the top and bottom of the piece of hair, then tease on the top. You're kind of making a rat's nest here, but try not to do it too much because you want to be able to brush it out later. Depending on how thick your hair will depend on how much you pull from it. My hair is kind of medium, so I do a little bit of half. So half of it gets nested and the other half is going to be part of my overlay. Be sure to spray the top and bottom and tease forward to get the most out of your butt. Then you want to gather it all together. You're kind of making a bun. Then I recommend using long bobby pins because you're going to pin it together. You want to make sure that this is pinned securely. Long bobby pins are best because it covers the more hair. If it's not pinned securely, when you go to flip, it's going to fall out. Pull it to give it a little bit more volume. Now you're going to tease the rest of your hair. You can choose to use hairspray at this point, or you can hairspray it at the end. Just like with the poof, take thin sections. Now you're going to tease down. Repeat until you finish your ponytail. Don't worry if it looks kind of crazy at first because you'll brush it back and tame it. It's a loose wild mane right now. Make sure you tease all of it. Then fan it out to make sure that it fits all the way around the nest that you made in the back. I like to call the nest nuggets. Then pull it high while you spray it. Tease any extra pieces that you feel aren't voluminous enough. Then check the back. As you can see, mine isn't laying evenly. Adjust as needed. Brush out the ends to make it look clean. If needed, do another hairspray. Be sure you have no wispies on the side and that everything is in place. You're done.